Hi everybody, it's Brent from stringdreaming.com, and today what we're going to be talking about is chord switching. Okay, so chord switching is, what I mean by that is you're just going to be switching from chord to chord. So it's one thing to be able to play each major chord like C major or D major or whatever, but it's another thing to be able to switch between them fast enough to play a song. So what you're going to want to do when you're doing this is you're going to want to just go really nice and slow, because whenever you go slow, it's going to be easier for you to be able to go faster sooner. The reason being is because that your hand and your brain are able to wrap themselves around what's going on completely when you do it slow, and then they sort of memorize it, and it gets into what's called your muscle memory, and then that makes it so that you can actually do it faster because your brain completely understands what it's doing. Okay, so you're going to very simply just go slowly, one finger at a time if you have to. Okay, and you're going to play each chord. It's going to go something like that. Okay, I'm going to zoom in for the rest of this video. Okay, so let's switch between D major, G major, and A major. Now when you're learning to switch between the chords, remember what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do it nice and slowly at first. Okay? Remember, everything that you practice, if you do it slow first and force yourself to go nice and slow, you're going to be able to get faster sooner than if you start fast. The reason being is because your muscles can remember what to do slowly. Okay? When you're doing it first, your muscles can't compute all of that information. Your brain can't compute all of the information. So if you do it slowly and really think and concentrate on what you're doing, then you're going to be able to wrap your brain around all that information. And pretty soon, your brain and your muscle memory is going to get to the point where it can just do it. Okay. So let's switch between some chords. Three chords that sound good together are D, G, and A. And so we're going to switch between these. All right. Let's start with D. Okay, so we're going to play our D major chord. Okay, now you're probably going to go something like this. Okay, as you're playing it, you're going to go, you're going to set it up real nice and slow. So go index, ring finger, middle finger. And if you haven't learned how to finger these chords yet, I recommend you watch the video on the open major chords first, or the series of videos, because I'm not going to go over how to play each chord in this video. I'm just going to go over the process by which you can practice them. Okay, so we're going to play D major. There we go. Remember, I'm strumming up here, but you should be strumming with your pick back by the sound hole. Here we go. So, and then you're going to set it up. Okay, looks pretty good. Okay, it sounds good. All right. Now you might, when you do this, you might go. Then you have to fix it. Okay, so arch your fingers, make sure you use pressure. There you go. Like that. Okay, now let's do G. So you're going to go and you're going to move over to G. Now I'm doing it about the speed that you should be doing it. Okay? Maybe a little bit too fast. There's G. You can do the first type. And then I'm going to go to A. Okay. Then for each chord, I'm sort of thinking about lining my fingers up. And then I strum the chord. I'm just going to keep doing this. Uh-oh, what happened? Let's see, I'm muting a string, aren't I? I need to fix that. And I didn't do that on accident. I did it on purpose so that I could show you how you should be doing this. Okay. Oh, heard another little tick or something. There it is. There we go. Okay. So you're just going to keep doing this. You can maybe go from G to A this time. Then to D. Now you don't have to use the 3 chords that I'm using, D, G, and A. You could throw a C in there. I'm just giving you 3 chords that sound good together. So D, G, and A, they sound nice together. So. And as you do this, that's the second tie, by the way. I'm fretting both of these. And as you do this, you can get faster and clearer and cleaner to the point that you'll be able to do this. And one way to practice that, once you're able to pretty much get down where your fingers are going, you can do it relatively quickly for each chord. And it's going to take maybe a week or 2. Okay. You might be able to do that faster, depending on how much you practice. It might take you a lot more time. But soon you'll get so that your hand will just be able to do these pretty quickly. And then what you want to do is you kind of want to try to do it quickly. Okay. Just kind of do this kind of a thing, where you're just trying to hit the chord one time and seeing how fast you can get between them. You can also do this with E, A, and B. So. Need more pressure, don't I? So do an E, an A, and B. So I'm kind of making some mistakes as I'm going along here on purpose to kind of show you what you're going to probably expect. Very nice. You can also do C, F, and G. So we can do C. This one's going to be really tricky for you because these two by themselves are hard because of the muting problem that you have. Remember that from the previous lessons. So you want to make sure that it's nice and arched, lots of pressure. Then you have to play F where you have even more pressure and even more arching. And then all of a sudden you have to switch all the way up here to G and do more arching and pressure on this one especially. So this one can be really difficult. So give yourself a lot of patience, give yourself a lot of grace, and don't be too upset if this sounds bad at first. Just keep doing it. Just sit there and watch your favorite TV show, and during the commercials, just do this. Just put your fingers there. Oh, that's a dead one. I'll arch that index finger here. Oops. Moved a finger. This kind of stuff happens when you're learning these chords, and that's okay. Here's F. Up over here to G. That's a really, because you're kind of laying your hand flat, and then for G, kind of bringing your whole elbow. You can see my elbow kind of coming behind it a little bit. Over exaggerating it, but. So I'm kind of shifting my whole hand position between those two. Okay. So if you have two chords that are troubling, like F to G, just sit there and do that for a while. Uh-oh. Goes. And then you're going to get fast at it. And that's a C. So practice your chord switching. I really recommend that you do this during the commercials of your favorite or least favorite or whatever TV show. It's really good because you kind of, you can work on it for a minute or two and then take a break, let your fingers rest, and then next commercial, pick it up and do it again. Do it during American Idol when the judges are blabbing on. They're good judges.